Hey, hi, hello everyone. Myself SI Babu. In this interview, I am acting as a panelist and candidate Ishwaran is there. He is the candidate for interview. So let's jump into the interview. So Ishwaran, could you please brief me about yourself?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, S.A. Babu. So, myself, Ishwaran. I do have overall experience as 4 years in data analytics, currently associated with HDFC Bank as a senior data analyst. In that, my primary skills are Power BI, SQL, Excel, Azure. In addition to that, I do have the fair knowledge about the Fabric platform currently in market. So, these are all my primary skills. My day-to-day activities and responsibilities are gathering data from different data sources and SQL Server, CSV files, Excel files. In addition to that, I do have some big files collecting from SQL Server and do the data transformations and creating dashboards and reports and publishing to Power BI services. These are all my day-to-day activities. Also, I have to monitor the scheduled refresh of the reports what I have created in real time. This is my brief introduction. Yes, Babu.
Thank you. So how much yourself rated in SQL out of 5?
Out of 5, I can rate myself in 4.
Okay, good to know that. So what is DDL and DML commands?
So DDL commands are based on to the defining the data structure in SQL, like creating and alter the table and this kind of commands are for DDL. It cannot be rollback. In case of DML, it's a manipulation language like alter, update, insert commands are comes under DML. These are all the different, but it can be rollback
Okay, thank you. So what
because
is constraints?
DDL is constraints are like while creating the data structure we have to define some of the key parameters, for example primary key, foreign key, and unique values. If some value is missing, we have to make some default set unique value and default value. These are all the constraints in SQL, some of the constraints.
Okay. So what is the primary key and foreign key?
So primary key is a unique value. It has only one unique value contains in each table, so it don't have any duplicate value. In terms of foreign key, it is referring from another table related to another. For example, foreign key having another table, primary key is one table. Foreign key always refers to primary key of another table, like related in Power BI, I can say.
Okay. Can you give me any example for primary key?
So primary key, I can say employee ID or phone number. It cannot be duplicated. In terms of foreign key, it may have duplicate and null value. Also, primary key will not accept null value in the table.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So have you worked on CTEs?
Yeah, it's a common table expression. I worked on the CTs. Yes.
Yeah. Could you please tell me about CTE?
So CTs are kind of while querying the data, it will create a virtual table for that particular session only. We have to use a particular session only. After that, it will not be there. It's kind of virtual table. So it will be, for example, if I want to filter a data, it will create a actual table. I'm having 10 number of 20 number of column and so much of rows. If while by using CTE, I can filter the data and create a virtual table. From that virtual table, I can filter those data according to my use condition. It will be more faster compared to subqueries.
So what is this stored procedure?
Stored procedures are for example, in a table I'm having so much of data will be there. I want to write the stored procedures, so it will be created a, query already. So every time I don't want to need to type a query every time. So it will, for example, I want to create some stored procedure based on the sales based on Bangalore detail. It will already I create a query. It will show it in the database. Whenever I don't want to see the entire data set. I can able to check the particular data only, bank related data or generated data. I create a procedure. So it will restrict the data access to the end user. You don't want to see the sensitive data also. Accordingly, I will create a store procedure for them.
Okay.
For
So
that, I can create parameters also. I can define them. So
okay.
which range or something I can define. Without the
Okay.
parameter also, it will work.
Okay. Okay. So what is the difference between rank and a dense rank?
Yeah, it's a good question. So rank in the case, for example, I given in a sales table, there is so much of salesperson will be there. So around 10 salesperson having sales. If the two salesperson having the sales amount equally, so the first two persons having the same rank. For example, first rank is assigned to the both common salesperson. So the next salesperson, the rank will be repeated not into two. It will skip the second rank. It will show as a third rank to the particular salesperson. But by the case of dense rank, it will assign the common first rank to the both salesperson. But the third salesperson, it will assign as a second rank. It will not skip the second rank. It will not go to the third rank by the case of the rank. It will not skip the second rank. It will assign the second rank to the third salesperson. The first two salesperson having the same rank, same sales amount, it will assign them to the equal rank to first rank. Yeah, these are different between sales and rank and dense rank.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Could you please share your screen and open Notepad?
Wait a minute. I'm sharing my screen. I shared my screen. Is it visible for you?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah,
So
okay.
let's say, imagine I have a table called employee table. Okay.
Okay.
In that I
Okay.
have three columns: employee number, employee name, manager number. Okay.
One minute, I will note
If
down.
you want, you can
Employee.
note it down. I have a table
Oh,
name is employee name.
okay.
I have table called employee table. Table EMPTB.
MPTB. Okay.
And in that I have a three columns: employee number,
Column name I can say is employee number,
employee name, manager number.
employee name. Okay. And
Manager
okay.
number.
Manager I thought I can manager number.
Yes. Yes, manager number. So
Okay.
I want a query to to fetch the employee name and manager name.
Okay. Which employee manager is sorry, which employee is belongs to this corresponding manager you want, correct?
Yeah. I want to fetch
So
the employee name and manager name. Could you please write a query?
here the employee name is this employee ID and a manager number is I can consider as a manager ID. Okay. Is it
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
I can consider it as a employee ID and manager
And the
ID.
manager ID. Yes. You can go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. So you want to fetch the details which employee is corresponding to the manager, correct?
Yes. I want to display employee name and manager name.
Here I can say yes, like A dot. So here I written the query.
Yeah. Let me
So
check.
yeah.
Select A dot employee name as employee name, B dot employee as manager from employee join.
You can directly join also.
Yeah.
No issue. Join.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So, okay, fine. Thanks for this. So, in the same way, let's say I have one more table called students table.
Okay, 1 minute.
Mm.
Student table. Okay.
In the students table, I have a column, student name and marks.
And mark. Okay.
Marks. So now, based on the marks, I want to assign a rank to the every student. So for this,
Okay.
you can write subquery or city, whatever you prefer.
Okay. Okay. The actual question was I want to fetch the any which rank student I want to fetch from.
Yeah. I want to see the second rank student details.
Second, okay. Second rank.
Student.
Detail. Okay. Table name is student table, and column I am having as a name and marks column will be there. Okay.
I need complete details.
Okay, entire table data you want, particular student.
Particular second rank student details.
Yeah, here there will be two approach will be there, subquery and CTE. I will try with using CTE concept.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay, fine.
CTE, like star. So it will select all the table and it will assign dense rank. Marks descending is rank and table is student table. Okay. One minute, I will check it on for you. Order by marks descending. Rank and student table. Rank table. Yeah, I written the query. So it will fetch the second rank of the student. Here I'm using dense rank. Why? Because sorry, yeah. Because if two students having the same rank, it will filter so the two students name. For example, it's a same rank for three students or four students. It will display the second rank for the second rank. So while if in the case I use a dense normal rank, it will skip those persons. Yeah, which by using CT concept approach, it will get the result.
Just you can write with subquery.
Subquery, wait. Yeah, written subquery. For example, it will be the internal query. So inside on top of that, I written the select short from where rank. Sorry.
In the subquery, I have a question.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I
Hope you are
mentioned that.
connecting now. Yeah,
Yes, because I may
yeah,
forget to mention this alias name. Now it is okay.
yeah.
So first it will filter the table based on the table. It will assign the ranks to the student according their marks based on the marks. So I will assign an individual row to the student from the state table. On top of that, I written a table. I fetch the all data from the table. Where rank I assign already here assigned the rank. So it will where rank is to it will fetch the second rank of the student.
Yeah, okay, Ishwaran, thank you. Please
Yeah.
stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
So now let's me ask Power BI related questions.
Yeah.
So how much yourself rated in Power BI out of 5?
Out of I can send 4 by also I can rank as 4.
4. Okay. So what is different type of data gathering modes in Power BI?
Actually, there is a three types of mode will be there, but in real time I used to do two modes like import mode, direct query mode, and one more connection, live connection. And live connection mode I did not used in my previous projects, but in currently I using direct mode and import mode. So these are the data query mode in Power BI.
Okay. So currently, which mode you are using in your project?
Yeah, I'm using both modes, import mode and direct query
What
mode.
is the difference between merge and append queries?
Merge and append queries are like joins and union in like SQL. So merge, the condition is for in the case of merge queries. So in this also two queries will be there. In a merge also we can do the existing table. We can merge as a new query also. By the case of merge, we should have the common column between the two tables. After that, based on the condition, we can merge it like left outer join, left join, kind of. We can merge according to the use case. It will add the table like column wise. It will add. By the case of append, it will combine the tables row by row, but the column structure should be same. If the column structure should be not same, the not matching the column will show the null value. Yeah, it's kind of, this is the difference between merge and append.
Okay.
One
Yes,
thing I
go
want to
ahead.
mention, while adding after appending the table, we have to check the data types also. If the data types also not matching, it will show error. You cannot able to append the table. Data type also should be identical while appending the tables row by row.
Okay, all right. I'm moving to the next question. So are there any prerequisites required for appending two tables?
Appending two tables.
Hmm.
So the column structure should be same
Hmm.
and data type should be identical. Otherwise,
O-
if you one table having 4 column, another one table having 5 column, the not matching row will show the null value. It should
o-
be, we have to check.
Okay. So could you explain me about different type of methods to merge queries?
Merge queries.
Hmm.
So different type means we can like left join, left anti and right anti kind of, so option will be there while merging the tables. So we should have the common column. Accordingly, we should, while merging, it will show the options. For example, in a table, I am having two table having the customer ID. And while merging, it will common column. After that, which type of join merge we required, below option will be there, left anti or right anti or full outer kind of option will be there. We have to select accordingly as per our use case.
So let's say I have a inner join. So inner
Okay.
join, what result I get from the two tables?
So both, by the case of inner join, the common column, which common value, like in joins in SQL, kind of the same applicable to Power BI also. Common value, both table which having the common value, that will only be while doing the inner join, the matching records only will display in the output. The
Oh,
non-matching records will not show.
okay, okay, all right.
Yeah,
Moving to the next question. Have you heard about performance analyzer?
yeah. Performance analyzer I use in my project. Yes, for the,
So what it will do? Could you explain me?
yeah. After creating the report, so before publishing the Power BI services or the end user, I have to check the performance of the report. By the case of, in a report I created so much of visualizations and I used the DAX measures and all. By checking with Power BI analyzer, so performance analyzer, in that it will show two column will be there. One is having the what type of visual and another one is having the time taken by the particular visual or measure. So while start running the performance analyzer, it will analyze the entire content, what example visualize or slicers or measure whatever is written in this particular report. It will analyze that will show the second, how many milliseconds it taken to run the while running the report. So by using, we can optimize the report. For example, some visualization taking more seconds while loading, or some measure having more time. So by using this performance analysis, we can check the performance of the report and individual visual and measure. Based on this, we can fine tune the reports accordingly as per our use case while uploading the report to the end user.
Okay, all right. So I'm moving to the next question. In the data model, which
Okay.
schema have you implemented in your project?
In my project, we implemented star schema.
Okay.
In that, I can explain star schema. We are having one fact table
Mm,
and it's surrounding to much related to the dimension tables to the what having the transaction data having the dimension
mhm.
table.
Okay, all right. So is there any schemas apart of this?
Yeah, one more schema, snowflake schema will be there. Like it will be more like we can say denormalized structure of the table. So some of the dimension tables are not directly connected to the fact table, indirectly connected to the fact table. Also, some of the snowflake schema we can combine the multiple two or more fact table, and they are connected with some kind of bridge table also. It will be denormalized, but performance wise compared to snowflake schema, star schema performed well, because in snowflake schema it will be denormalized with so many tables. To dimension tables are again denormalized to more dimension tables for data redundancy. Yeah, these are difference between Snow plus 3 months last year.
Okay, good to know that. So what are the relationships in a data modeling?
Yeah, in data model we are having like data. We can say it's a cardinality between the tables. In real time, we can have a one to many, many to one, and one to one relationship and many to many. Yeah, these are the relationship between the and many to many relationship also there.
Okay, so let's say I have a product name dimension and fact table. So from product name dimensions to fact table, which cardinality you will use?
One second, we are having two tables, correct?
Yeah, having
One
two
is
tables. One
product.
is for product dimension table and sales
Okay,
fact table. From product dimension table, we have the product name column. In the sales fact table, we have the product name column. So from product name dimension to sales fact table, which cardinality you will use?
so one table having product, having the product related data.
Hmm.
Another one having a sales related data.
Sales fact data.
So
In the both the tables, I have a common column product name.
product name. Okay,
Hmm.
in that mostly I will use one to many because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Why we have to use one to many?
Because here sales column which product we can find it will fetch the like it will fetch the multiple products who are purchased we can find it from sales fact table by the content I am using I use one to many.
Okay. Okay. So okay, I'm moving to the next question. What are the different type of filters in Power BI?
Yeah, in Power BI you're having so much of filter will be there like page level filter, report level filter, and drill through filters all will be there, and some row level security that also one kind of filter. Top end filter will be there. These are the filters available in Power BI. One more filter, visual level also filter. Visual level, page level, report level, also top end filter, and drill the filter will be there. Yeah, these are the filters available in Power BI.
Okay. So in which scenario you can go with top and filter?
For example, in a table, I am having so much of product will be there. In that product, which product, top 10 product based on the sales are mostly purchased based on order quantity. By the situation, I try to use top end filter, so I can check with the which product have the purchased more, and I can analyze based on this, and which product are like I want to which product are not sales performed well by using like not sales by using bottom filter. So based on that, I can analyze those product why it is not selling properly, and which steps we have to take for increasing the sales of a particular product. For this condition, I will use top end filters.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So have you used sync slicers in your report?
Yes, things like that. I suppose implement in my current project.
Okay. Why it will use?
For example, in a use case, I have a report. In that report, having 4 to 5 pages will be there. So in one page, I have to create a slicer visual. So the same while interacting with the end user with the first page, I want to implement those slicing like filter. I want to apply to this rest of the filters also, or rest of the pages also, or I want to implement to those sling slicer filter condition to the selective page. By this condition, I have to use a sling slicer option. It will filter the data corresponding to the pages itself. For first page, I select the filter, apply the filter. Directly, it will implement it to the selected pages also, or next second page or third page. By using single slicer, we can achieve this concept.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So uh, currently in Power BI services, which license do you have?
In my current organization, we are using premium license. Previously used a pro license. Currently using premium license. Yeah.
Okay. So what all roles have you handled in Power BI service?
In Power BI, there are 4 types of role will be there: admin role, contributor role, member role, and viewer role. But I work as a contributor role currently. I do have some what are the other roles also. Like sometimes I have to work as a member role. I mostly work as a contributor and member role.
Okay. So you said earlier you used pro license. Currently you are using premium license. So what is
Yeah.
this pro and premium license? Could you please brief me?
Yeah. Pro and premium having different perspective depending upon the organization level. So if you want to use minimum pay scale like budget, we can go to Pro. It will be cost around $10 per user per month, I think. And the scheduled refresh you can get from this license around 10 only. Also, data size you can have around 1 GB, I think so. And in terms of premium, you can go scheduled refresh, you can get 48 times per day. Also, the price is around $20. And data model you can get around 100 TB. And model size you can get in the 10 GB. Yeah. It's a difference
Okay.
between Pro and Premium.
Okay. All right. So what is RLS and how many types of there and how to implement?
It's a good question. RLS is concept used to restriction of the data to the end user. So there is two types of RLS will be there. One is static and dynamic. So mostly in my current project, I use dynamic RLS only. So for this, we have to implement this RLS in Power BI desktop. For example, in data modeling tab, we have to select the manage role option will be there. From that manage role, we have to assign the RLS, which type of RLS. After that, I have to select the table. In the table, after we have get the one tab like filter data. In that filter data, whichever table we have selected, we have to assign the rows. For example, region or category. We have to assign the roles in the filter the data in the filter tab. After that, we have to save the settings in Power BI desktop itself. After that, we can check the RLS is properly applied or not. Nearby one more option is the view as option. From that view as option, we can check whether the RLS is properly applied or not. While selecting a view as, we can find that the backend your visuals are the RLS is applied. Accordingly, you can get a notification you are viewing the report as a RLS view. After that, you have to publish to the reports to the Power BI services. In the Power BI services, you have to go to dataset or semantic model. Then you have to find that option. You can find the in a security option will be there. In the security, you can find the RLS. After selecting the security, you can find the RLS. If you have created a 3, 2, or 5 RLS, you have created. You can find the RLS. In that RLS, you can define the roles of the particular corresponding user. For example, RLS I created a region.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How to schedule a refreshes in Power BI services?
In Power BI services, schedule refresh, first we have to create a report, and after that we have to publish the reports to Power BI services. Again, we have to go to the particular workspace and select the semantic model. In that refresh option will be there. In settings, we have to go to the settings. After the selecting the settings, we have to configure the data gateways because if the data is in on-prem, we have to configure the data gateways accordingly. And we have to select the number of times, at what time we have to do the scheduled refresh, or evening or morning, or I want to schedule refresh or each day for 4 times or 6 times. As per our use case, we can select the time and date accordingly. By using schedule refresh, we can achieve this.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm moving to the next question.
Okay.
So what is this on-premises data gateway?
On-premises data gateway means, for example, I having the data, it was stored in my laptop or on-prem. So for collecting the data, we need the gateway. It will act as a bridge between our data source to the Power BI service. It will act as a bridge. For example, I have a table, sales table. I have the data yesterday itself. For some data is received on yesterday evening. So I want to update the data based on the new data header. By creating the data gateway, act as a bridge. So whatever new data come, it will directly replicate to them in due report. So whenever a end user opening the report, he will find that the current data, real-time data, whichever is updated in the on-prem. So it will support Power BI and some, for example, on-prem is useful only for the standard users. For example, I want to share the report for your own purpose on-prem. In this two mode will be there, standard mode and personal mode. While using personal mode, it will be used for one user. If it is standard mode, we can share the data to the multiple users also.
Okay. All right. So what is DAX?
DAX is a data analytics expression. It is used to do the calculation in Power BI. by using DAX, we can create the measures like total sales or whatever the use case in real time. We can, by using DAX language, we can create the measures and calculations according to BRD document as per our use case.
Okay. So what is the difference
It's
between
a
calculated column and DAX measure?
measure. So calculated column and measure are different. So calculated column is used to create a new column, custom column. For example, in a table, I am having a order quantity and a unit price. I want to calculate the sales value or cost. By multiplying these two columns, it will generate a new column to the actual table. Also, it will increase the model size. By the case of measure, it will not create an actual column. It will create the measure. So only the metadata stored, not it will not increase the model size, but it will store the calculator value in the particular measure. So these are the difference between measure and calculator column. But some of the case, the calculator column will not support. For example, while I'm using a direct query mode. The data is coming from the server or some database. By this condition, sometimes it will the calculator column, some features in SQL, some DAX, it will not support. Some of the DAX messages will not support. So in import mode, most of the DAX messages will support.
So let's say I have a fact table in my report. So I want to perform time-based analysis. So will you be able to prefer to create a separate calendar table, or directly you will use a fact table?
I prefer to create a calendar table for time-based calculation.
So how you will create a calendar table, by using which DAX function?
Like calendar DAX function will be there. So by using the calendar table, I will select the start date, end date of the particular fact table transaction date. After that, I have to create the, depending upon my use case, like a year and month and quarter, whichever day I want to, I will create those table based on the use case.
Okay, so what is the difference between calendar and calendar auto?
Calendar table will be, we have to define the start date, end date for this condition. We have to define them actually. By the case of calendar auto, it will take the, for example, in the data set, whichever the data set starting date and last date, it will automatically take it as a calendar auto table. The fiscal year, it will automatically taken as a calendar table. But by the case of calendar table, we have to define the start date and end date as per our use case.
Okay, so could you please share your screen and open Notepad?
My screen is visible now?
Yes. So let's say I have a total sales measure. If you want, you can note down. I have a total sales measure.
Okay.
Total sales measure, and I have a date master table. So now the question is, I have a 3 cards. Okay, in one card I want to show current year sales. In another card I want to show last year sales. On the third card I want to show 2-year back sales. Okay. So if I have a year slicer, if I select, for example, 2025, so in first card it will show 2025 sales, in second card it will show 2024 sales, in third card it can show 2023 sales. So could you write a DAX?
Okay. So for that, 1 minute. DAX for last year. Calculate. In that I can take it already. Total sales measure will be there. That I can say date here. Set the function. I have to mention there date master. Minus one last year. So this will show the last year, previous year sales. And I want to show the 2 years before. I have to mention total sales. We can say -2. Yeah. These are the DAX measure. I will write it. It will calculate the total sales based on the date master last year, first one, and previous year, the day before a year, it will consider as a -2. It will take, for example, 2024. By selecting this measure, it will do 2023. 2 year before, it will take the 2024, 22. Sorry.
Okay. Please stop
It's
sharing your screen. Okay. What is the dashboard in Power BI service?
dashboard is a combination of, I can say, tiles format. For example, I'm having a 2 to 3 reports. By using dashboard, whichever visual I want, I can pin them from the report to the dashboard. It will be from one report also. It will be from multiple reports also. It's a tile format. It is not interactive. It cannot be interactive. So it's a tile format. We can visual the reports based on the requirement. In a report, I'm having 5 to 6 visual there. I want to pin the selected tables, selected visual. I can pin them in the form of tile. It's called as a dashboard. But in that, the thing is that we cannot pin the slicers to the dashboard because it's not interactive.
Okay. All right. So how many pages can I build in the dashboard?
In dashboard, you are right. We can say 1 page.
Okay. Okay. So what is this Microsoft Fabric?
Microsoft Fabric is a cloud platform. Recently, they are upgrading so much of technologies. For example, we can like unified platform. We can create reports. We can do data modeling. We can create the Medallion architecture. We can do the data transformations by using data flows. It's a unified platform for data integration purpose. It is used one under the umbrella, we can say.
What is the data flows in Fabric?
Data flows in Fabric is a online Power Query. For example, in Power BI, what we are having in Power Query, the same we can find in Fabric. It's online Power Query. We can do the data transformations in Fabric itself. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you yourself getting the updates for Power BI? So how would you know the Power BI updates?
So every month Power BI is updating their latest updates. So by using the blogs and documentation, I will get to know that latest updates what they are releasing each every month. I think they release around the third week or something. They are releasing every month. I'm aware of some of the latest updates also.
Okay. What was the latest updates?
So recently they updated like one lake. We can able to edit those semantic model in one lake, and Copilot support in mobile apps. And one more I can say that some TMDL view they recently released in latest updates, and some I can say some one of the use cases we can do the live semantic model editing option will be there.
Okay. So do you prefer individual role or do you prefer to work with team?
Yeah, I can prefer both. If I get a chance, I can prefer to work in individual, but I will mostly prefer to work with the team. So collaborating with the team will improve our knowledge sharing and increase our skills. Yeah, I first prefer to team role, and if I get a chance to individual roles, I can take the accountability. I can perform well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Ishwaran. Thank you so much for your time. So do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I want to sum up the questions. So I was come to know that they were doing is so much of considering so much of projects and use case. So I can say which domain I can this opening will be there and which type of role I can expect if in your current organization.
Yeah, actually, in my organization, there were a lot of projects going on. So if you get a chance, you have to work on retail domain. So you
Okay.
have to handle client individually. There is no person. You have to get the requirements from the client according to the requirements. You have to contact with the data engineers, getting the data and reporting the data, performing the unit testing, data validation. That is entirely you have to do your own responsibility. This is a individual contributor role. You have to perform your role individually.
Okay. Also that can I get any upskilling opportunity in your organization, like cloud related technologies? Is it any chance like generative AI is evolving? Get a chance for upskilling for ongoing project, and I can learn those concepts also that will be useful for this current organization perspective also.
Yeah, you will get. We have a dedicated LMS platform, and apart of that, we will give you some trainings also regarding whatever the emerging technologies like Gen AI and machine learning. If you want to interested, you can register for that, and you can learn that.
Okay. Yeah. These are some of the doubts I have. Yeah. Thanks for giving me the opportunity.